This is my defense in regards to this admin feedback. And this was from the group 4510 News and Info. This is a public group. 45810 is the zip code for Ada, Ohio. I was squelched. I am not permitted to make a post or comment until October 6th at 6:07 p.m. In a bit, we're going to look at the group page. It's public, wide open, so I can do that. So, kind and courteous, no hate speed or bullying. After I did a full search of the group page, which I didn't do a full search. I went back a couple months, and the only message of mine that seems to be missing is this reel and a discussion regarding it right here. This is about a black truck that I saw while walking to my dentist. Now, it's also part of a longer video. If you look at my profile, you can go back to see when I was live, and you can see bits and pieces of that walk. It tends to drop off, but you can see it. But anyway, it talks about that house. The signs in front of that house and a truck I saw in that house. Now, I did talk to the Ada Police Department about that. Here it is, back and forth. Just me describing it. Can you do describing it? And here's their reply, what they thought it was about right here. Now, the things that's most important to me still is this thing right here. Although we cannot be positive, there is a good possibility that this is the village contractor. What I haven't found out since is whether or not they did find out the village contractor actually had an employee that had a black truck that was measuring something in front of that house that had had the yard signs. The only one that I've ever seen in Ada so far. Alrighty, now in the reel you see a picture of this house. I'm pretty sure it is, but this is Google View. This is what you do if you want to search for that house on Google Maps. You can come down to see it right here, and I'm pretty sure that's the correct one. I'm about 99.99% sure. I've had similar problems with, let's see, this was, I've mentioned some other things to the Bluffton Police Department, but we're going to go back to this. And again, this is the reel. But what I'm going to show you is I am going to do a search. I think I can do a search of food trucks, which might be appropriate, may not be. But what I'm going to look for are groups. Where here it is, groups. And here we go. Northeast Ohio Food Truck Finder. It is a public group. I am not a member. I'm not planning on joining. I just picked one out of random. So here we go. Now if we go to people, here, look. This is all public information. Anybody can go see this. Members with things in common. You can see all those. And, since I marked on it, you can see members near you. Anyway, you can see that, and you can see anybody that's here. It's all public information. Anybody can see it. So that means, like me, anybody that knows how can record it. So let's go to the one where, again, this is still a public group. And I can go through the messages. I can't see that. Oh, here's another thing. The admin has temporarily turned off commenting. That's commenting. I'm sorry, I tripped over my tongue. The admin has temporarily turned off comment. I'm going to give up. But that's on all of them. Now, these are members. Oh, nope, no, those aren't members. Hang on. Let me go back to 45810. I made a boo-boo. People. Here we go. These are the admins and monitors. I've reached out to, I think I've talked to one or two. I'm sorry, I think one has replied to me. I have a message out to another one. We can go over that later. Oh, here it is. Admin turned off the ability to post, comment, and earn competition until this time. I'm going to post a link to this video there. So, let us go to numbers. Let's just take a look at this. Alrighty. The post was about rude and threatening behavior. Here are all the members that I'm saying. I don't know who it is. I showed you the reel. I've showed you how we can scroll through and get everybody's name that's here, that are members, that watch. That occasionally view it, have thought about it, may have posted in it. Again, I still don't know who I was rude to or who I made a threat to. Now, it may be political. Recently, I discovered that Bob Latta was no longer my representative. Now, to be honest, I would not vote for him because he mimics the one I can vote for, which is Jim, and I spell that G-Y-M to make my position clear. That's Jim Jordan. Now, I'm going to, during this next part of this video, I'm going to try real hard not to talk of Democrat and Republican, because I want to talk about MAGA and about these people that are here. And I will get to details now. The reason I don't want to speak of Democrat and Republican is because, one, I'm neither. I've always considered myself an independent. I think my voting record shows that. And two, I want to make clear that MAGA members are no more Republican than Christian nationalists are Christian. That is a sincere opinion and belief. I think we can verify that by looking at their actions and words. Now, I think the problems I'm having with a lot of people is because I confront them with this question, and that is, who won the 2020 presidential election? Now, if you have problems with that question, then you have to understand that I'm going to consider you as a possible threat. Because with MAGA, we have two extremes. To me, it's like a spectrum. On one end of that spectrum, there's the people that genuinely believe the 2020 election was stolen. Now, these people have succumbed to propaganda. And it has shown that even though there is a mountain of evidence that proves that it did not happen and it could not happen, and people have gone to jail over it and all kinds of things, lost tons of money, lost their ability to practice law, it's a mountain of evidence. Now, these people will never believe that. Or actually, they may believe it if they get mental health therapy and are treated like cult members. Now, those people may be a threat to themselves. They might be a threat to others. They might be misleading into becoming one. Because there's the other side of the spectrum with MAGA, and that are the people that know darn well who won the 2020 election, but they are going to continue to spout the lie and are going to continue to spread disinformation or misinformation, whichever you prefer, because it forwards their agenda. It gets them the power and control that they crave and want. And that's what it is about. Power and control. The people on this spectrum are definitely a threat. They might be an existential threat to democracy, or they may be a threat in the style of the insurrection that occurred on January 6th of 2021. Excuse me again. there is a possibility that these people are currently organizing and planning a much larger attack than occurred on January 6, 2021. Don't know if that's real, don't know it's possible, but we certainly have hundreds of examples of rhetoric that points that direction. So, I come across you, if I recognize one of these faces walking down the street in town or village, I might ask, and if you want to talk to me, that's one question that's going to be heavy on my mind. Now, this isn't partisan. Again, it's not Republican or Democrat. Matter of fact, I'd be tickled pink if somebody would come up to me and say that question, who won the 2020 election? And they said, Biden won, but this time Trump will definitely win. Now we'll have two different opinions of who should lead the country, but we are admitting the truth. And that's what's important here, is the truth. People who choose lies over the truth will always be a threat to humanity. That is very melodramatic, but it is a reality. They are going to be a threat to humanity. Now, I don't think we should seek retribution. I don't think we should go into our government offices and make people answer that question, and if they don't answer correctly, we put them in cells until they learn how to behave themselves. No, they just need to be watched to make sure that they don't harm us or harm others. And we've got the means to watch everybody. Ask me. I love to record. I've learned how to do things all kinds of different ways. So, if that's what my argument is with these folks, is because I have a distinct opinion of who won the 2020 election and an extreme opinion on the threat that MAGA presents in my community, in my home, in my country, well, I'm going to continue to say it. We got to make sure that there are not people planning for a larger version of what occurred on January 6, 2020. And I would be much happier if people were talking about it in the open, especially government officials and law enforcement officials. I might not be playing with the full deck. Wouldn't be the first time I've been accused of that. But I'm willing to talk about it. I'm willing to come out here in the light. I hope other people are willing to say who won that election with pride and conviction. Or anger and disgust, but always to be truthful. I'm not even sure I'm going to vote this time around. The theater has just gotten too much. Well, this is my video. These are these people. I don't know who, if any. Well, I'm going to say that I am certain that some of them are definitely MAGA supporters. And definitely need to be watched. Hate me? I wasn't rude to you. I just may have said something you don't like. I have found a lot of times I am called rude and arrogant because I didn't tolerate a manipulative liar. Challenge me on my webpage. Challenge me on my videos. Call me up. I'm not hiding. I'm just want to make sure that we are living honestly and make sure that we are watching those that are not. Hope y'all have a wonderful day.